Hey everybody, Scott Welle, creator of Outperform the Norm, and hope you're having an amazing day. And before we formally get started here, I should probably introduce you to my second office. You can just see there's really nothing going on here. You got a couple of open outlets back there. You've got this big table. You got a printer over there in the corner. And honestly, I come up here a lot to work. This is actually a business center that's located in the floor above my condo in my condo building. But because there's absolutely nothing going on in here and nothing to look at, it's just simple to really drill down and to concentrate and to get focused on what it is that you want to accomplish. And I've been spending a ton of time in here lately. So you've got your intro to my second office. You can obviously see I've got my big boy of water here. I've got my apple, so I'm staying fueled. Little do you know, I have a bacon cheeseburger and fries down below, but not really. But anyway, let's bring this home, okay? So some of the things that I've been working on lately is in a couple of days, I'm speaking to a high school hockey team, a high school women's hockey team on mental toughness. And then the following week, I'm speaking to a group of C-level executives that are in transition from one company to the next. I'm putting together a program for authors that can create, publish, and monetize and get their book out there and spread their message globally. And why the heck am I telling you all this? Because one of the common themes and one of the things that I always come back to, almost regardless of what type of person I'm talking to, is your personal standard of excellence. And I hear it a lot, like it's Game 7 of the World Series coming up here soon. How do the highest performing athletes, let's say on the planet, deal with the pressure and the expectations of performing under the brightest lights on the biggest stage, and how are they able to deal with that? And the answer lies in their personal standard of excellence. And it basically means that they hold themselves to a higher standard and they demand more of themselves than anyone else could ever demand of them. And that's where I start a lot of people, regardless of whether we're talking about athletics or business or anything else. It's like, what are the current standards that you hold yourself to? And what are the current things that you won't accept? And ultimately, that's the question that I'm asking you. And I'd really look at it as far as, I would look at it in multiple buckets. So I would put health and wellness in one. I would put social interactions and relationships in two. I would put the professional life, and I would put finances in three. And then I would put spirituality in four. And I would think about, what are your different standards for how you hold yourself and what defines you in each of these four categories? And is it possible for you to raise your standards? I mean, that's what Outperform the Norm is all about, because you can't feel any pressure and you can't feel any amount of external expectations coming from people when you demand more of yourself than anyone else. And you really want to think about that, because again, I deal with people of all walks of life all the time that, they come in and it's just like they have the weight of the world on their shoulders, and the weight of the world is not coming from them. The weight of the world is coming from the external world, basically saying you should be doing this, you should be doing that, and you feel like you're just crumbling underneath that. And what I want to challenge you with is, when this video is done, I posted this on my Facebook page not too long ago. Come up with 3 words that really define exactly who you are, that define your standards, that are things you will come back to for how you will conduct yourself. You could even come up with 3 words in each of those 4 different categories, but I don't want to give you too much to think about. So start with just those simple 3 words. And I started doing this just a little while back, and just to share mine with you, the first one was bold. And bold to me is synonymous with courage, where if I'm going to be putting these videos out there, I need to say what I mean and mean what I say. And I need to be okay with, I'm being my authentic self. I might rub some people the wrong way. Not everybody's probably going to love me, but as long as you are speaking your truth and really being your authentic self and being who you are, you're going to be okay with it. And you know what? I heard long ago from Jim Rohn that courage weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. So I'm always trying to remember that. So that's one of my words, and that's one of the things that I always come back to. Like, am I being bold in these videos, or am I being bold in whatever I'm creating? And it's important for me to come back to that. The second part of it is enthusiastic. I want to be that person that goes into a room, and in my interactions with others and whatnot, I want to be someone that brings energy to a given situation. I don't want to be someone that's the bump on the log where they're like, oh boy, here comes Scott, he's going to drag us down. It's really important to me that you summon a certain amount of energy, and you summon a certain enthusiasm and kind of zest for life, and just a curiosity of wondering what's out there, and being fascinated with what's going on with other people, and really being enthusiastic about what the future may hold, and not worry about how the future may not be as good as the past. And I see some people do this as well. It's like, you know what, the future can be bright, and it can be very bright, and you should be enthusiastic about that too. Not that I'm trying to impose any of these things on you. You've got your own 3 words. And then the third one to me is just presence. And you know what? I spent some time with my brother a couple of weeks ago, and for those of you that don't know, my brother is actually a Catholic priest, and it's very interesting spending time with him because he has a cell phone, but he doesn't really have any kind of cell phone plan, so he can only talk when he's connected to Wi-Fi. And when I'm with him, I'm consciously aware of being where I am. Because when I look out at people, and even when I think about some of my own interactions, just when I'm with people, and let's say that we're just sitting down, we're having a cup of coffee, or we're having dinner, or doing anything else, and I'm sitting here like this, and I'm checking Facebook or Twitter, or sending an email, or sending a text to someone, and I'm not where I am. I'm doing something else. I'm distracted, and I'm not fully present in a given situation and fully present with the person that I'm with. And I absolutely love that about my brother, and I absolutely love that it's just a constant reminder of that, is that, you know what, people deserve your full attention, and people deserve to have you there with them 100%, whether it's your significant other in a relationship, or whether it's a friend of yours that you're just hanging out with, or anything else. And I think that can be true of anything that you're pursuing. I mean, you can certainly be present. You can be giving 100% of you to your workout. You can be giving 100% in your career, and to your coworkers and peers and the people around you. And you know what? I only share those things because ultimately those are the 3 things that I'm trying to come back with. BEP, bold, enthusiastic, and present. And I always come back to that, and I check in with it. It's like a checkpoint for me, where I come back to it multiple times each day, and I think about, am I bold? Am I enthusiastic? Am I present right now? And it just serves as something that I want to be part of my greater personal standard of excellence. So please, when you're done with this video, really think about, if you're going to come up with 3 keywords that would really define who you are and define your own personal standard of excellence as far as what you will accept and what you won't accept, what would that look like? Think about it. So this is Scott Welle. Hope you have an amazing day. And as always, I wish you the best of health, happiness, and high performance.